Hello, Degens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes. I am the Brofict one, AJ. This here is my co-host, as always, Noah. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Brofict1, Noah, Twitter at N_Engelbretson. Follow us, Degenerate Takes, also on Twitter and Instagram at Degen Takes. And however you're listening, however you're watching, thank you for joining us after this Thursday Night Football, Spotify, YouTube, however it is. Please like, share, and subscribe. It does help us with those evil analytics. It's brutal, dude. I hate them. I'm not gonna lie. But one day we'll figure out how to beat them. So, dude, week 1 football, we are back. Woo! I cannot get enough of it, dude. We are here, and tonight we had what was such a better game than I think anyone expected to be. Nail biter, literally right down to the last 2 seconds. Of course, we are talking about the Cowboys against the Tompabay Buccaneers. What a freaking game. I said on the last podcast, I like the Buccaneers. I like the Buccaneers to cover 8.5, 9, all the way to 9.5. It went up to 9.5 on a lot of books today. That obviously did not hit, considering it was a 2-point game to end. So Dallas does end up covering, so good on them. However, the over of 52.5 does hit. It hit mid-third quarter, which was beautiful. But with all the gambling out of the way, dude, what the fuck is going on with the Buccaneers? What was that, dude? Like, I'm still riding, bro. I'm still on that bandwagon. Give me Tom Brady all the time. Where was my blowout? I wanted my blowout week 1. What the hell?
Hey, I know you're right. And I think that I think it's foolish.
Shut up.
I said that at the I said that at the beginning, and tonight, there's a lot to compress about this. Dallas might be better than we thought they were.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Dallas my pick to win the NFC East, so
Yeah.
I'm feeling very confident. Despite the loss, I think they looked really good. I think that defense looked much improved. Micah Parsons looks fucking fantastic. Their first round pick.
Stud.
Oh.
First round rookie. Dude, he is a stud.
Yeah. Stud warning for Micah Parsons. I mean, that he's gonna have a hell of a season.
Hell of a season, hell of a career.
Super excited
I'll even
for
go
him.
out on that limb. Anyway, sorry, you were saying.
Yeah. Tampa, a couple injuries defensive wise, Tampa had, which those will be important to keep an eye on. A couple defensive injuries that they had there. Their some of their offensive stuff, it didn't surprise me. I mean, I know you're like super hype on Tom Brady. You have like a big heart on for him.
Because he's the GOAT.
I don't.
I'm sorry, he's the GOAT. Can we just go ahead and reiterate that real quick? He is the GOAT.
He looked very average tonight.
Average? Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Finish and then I'll have my little bit.
Yeah, no, he had some good plays. He had some bad plays. I'd say Tom Brady looked very average. Dallas's defense was the biggest shocker of the game to me. They look improved. They look very improved. And I'm excited to see what this Dallas team can do. Actually, like they look very improved. Obviously, looking at them, CD. Oh God, CD Lamb looks like he's going to be a top 5, top 10 receiver in the NFL. If you're playing fantasy football, give up somebody for CeeDee Lamb. Like give up a running back 2 for CeeDee Lamb, easy, because he will bring in the points. I mean, he put up a pretty big stat line, but the biggest thing for me is his targets. Like he had 5 or 6 targets that he didn't catch. I mean, dude's gonna have an unreal season. He's gonna have a better year than Amari Cooper.
Oh yeah,
that is my hot take right now.
He still looked good though.
I think CD will be this game. CD will be better than Amari Cooper. He's going to be crazy good this year. He's going to put up an insane stat line. So if you're playing fantasy football, like I would give up I would give up a running back too for CeeDee Lamb right now. I mean, CeeDee Lamb will be a like top 5 receiver this year. He's going to be crazy. I don't think that's an overreaction. I think he's actually going to be like insanely good. Like, go for him.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that. As much as I hate talking good about the Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb looked like a beast, dude. He looked comfortable. He looked like he's been doing this for a long time. He looked like he was the CeeDee Lamb back in college. So yeah, I'm very happy to see him doing what he is supposed to be doing. He's really good at what he's supposed to be doing, which is catching footballs. And honestly, giving Dak that extra help coming off that injury, I think that was really nice setting him up. Also smart, I thought, by Mike McCarthy and the team to first play. Let's just get that play action, a quick screen. Let's get the confidence back. He hasn't thrown a live action football in 11 months. So yeah, let's get that going. Dude, you were right about Mike McCarthy. That guy is allergic to running the ball. Ezekiel Elliott, let me double check. I believe he had 11 carries for 33 yards.
Carries, maybe?
Sorry?
Sorry. Oh, yeah, my guess was 8, but he had 11.
He did end up having 11, but only for 33 yards, so averaging about 3 yards a run. That's rough, dude. And Ezekiel Elliott, as he showed in this game, he's explosive. He can make those big plays. But if they don't want to play him like that, that's fine with me. Honest to God, this game probably would have been a lot closer, even the Cowboys winning, if they could have established the run. So I'm glad that part of the Cowboys is still there. They're still not good at the football smarts of football. You know what I mean? They don't understand they got to get a run going to get play action and all that stuff. With that being said, it's not a hard-on for Tom Brady. I don't have a hard-on for Tom Brady. I respect Tom Brady. I respect greatness. And that's what Tom is. And that's what he showed tonight. He is great. I'm not going to lie. After that last Dallas drive when they scored the tutty, I went immediately on Barstool Sportsbook and put in my live money line on the Buccaneers to win. I wanted to say Patriots, but the Buccaneers, because I saw the look on Tom Brady's face, just in the zone, staring across at the sideline like, all right, I got to go win this game now. Cool, I'm going to go do it. And he was just throwing those balls away at the end, just casually, because he has confidence in his team and his kicker and Pinion. Dude, that guy's a stud. He just pinned everyone back. All of his punts were within the 5-6 yard line, which was incredible, even though the defense could not step up. And like you said, dude, you know how much I hate to admit when you're right. But I got to say, a couple weeks ago, you were talking about how the Buccaneers, outside, like their second team is not as strong and their depth is not as strong, and that really showed through today when off that first or second drive, their
couple injuries.
So who was that cornerback? Did you see his arm, dude? He hyperextended the shit out of his elbow. Oh man, that hurt watching.
Bunting, and then they lost a second guy out of their secondary, so they had two guys and two DBs go down.
Yeah, and that's rough, dude. That's rough.
And they were struggling there. I mean, even on offense, like they didn't look like super great. I mean, Gronk obviously was huge in this game. And, you know, the bread and butter, the old reliable, Gronk is always there.
Always.
And this is another case I have against Tom Brady personally, is he has had Gronk there for so many years. And Gronk is always there to bail him out. Like,
hey, Tom Brady's Batman, Gronk is Robin. I mean, simple as that, dude. I mean, you can't have a Batman without Robin, and if that means you have Gronkowski there to bail him out every once in a while, yeah, let's go with it. He needs to get into a rhythm, dump it off to Gronkowski for 12 yards, call it good.
But Brady isn't even Batman. I mean, you look at this receiving core he's got with Godwin, Evans, Antonio Brown, who was huge tonight.
Okay.
Gronk.
Yeah. Bunch of great receivers.
And then running backs out of the backfield. Like, Brady's not even Batman. Brady's like he's an Alfred. Samuel L. Jackson. What's his?
Nick Fury?
Brady's like Nick Fury. Yeah, Brady's a Nick Fury. He's just assembling the Avengers to go out. He's not one of the Avengers. He's just assembling them.
Okay, no. No, not even a little bit. Yes, Nick Fury did just assemble the Avengers, and kind of that's what Tom Brady did in Tampa. But Noah, you know, in order for those receivers to be great, to make the great plays, and to be able to have 1,000-yard catching games, I don't know. You need someone to throw the effing ball, dude. And so if you have the greatest person of all time to throw the ball, yeah, you're going to have the greatest receiving core around you because people come to you. Honest to God, you guys could have been doing this in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers if Gutekunst wasn't such an idiot. I mean, simple as that. But Aaron Rodgers even said, yeah, I want to recruit people to come to Green Bay, make us a championship team, do what they're doing down in Tampa. So I'm sorry that Gutekunst is just a shitty GM, and you have to suffer with that and watch Tom do this. But, dude, Tom Brady, yes, I will give it to you. In this day and age, if they were to go head-to-head right now, Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback than Tom Brady. With that being said, though, part of the greatness of Tom Brady is his leadership and people coming around him, and that's what this team is really doing. They're revolving around Tom Brady. Tom Brady's out. I don't know what this team looks like. I really don't. If Tom Brady ends up retiring after this year, he gave him 2 years. After this second year, if he ends up retiring, calling it good, I don't know what this Tampa team looks like next year. They're going to lose a bunch of players because Tom Brady isn't there. And that's part of what makes him the GOAT, dude, besides the fact that, you know, he was at, like, what, the 30-yard line on his second possession and just threw a dart to the end zone. I mean, come on, bro. And let's talk about his stat line, bro.
He also overthrew a couple wide open receivers tonight. Like he had some bad fucking throws tonight.
Yeah.
And
so what?
Don't let that be lost in translation. I mean, this dude's old. He's 40 fucking 4. And he's the greatest 44-year-old quarterback to ever play the game, but he's not the best quarterback in the league. He's not even top 5 right now.
I'm not saying in the league. I'm not saying in the league. I'm saying of all time. That's why I said greatest of all time, the GOAT. I'm not talking about right now. If I was talking about right now, we're talking about Aaron Rodgers. We're talking about Justin Herbert. We're talking about Zach Wilson. We're talking about a plethora of other guys. We're not just talking about Tom Brady. Tom Brady is the best of all time, though, and that's part of the reason he's going to keep winning.
But I just want to reiterate, I said Tampa Bay would be a 5-loss team. I said they'd lose 2 out of their first 5 games. They didn't lose tonight, but they got some tough games coming up. I will double down on the fact that I think they will lose 2 out of their first 5 games.
So what, you think their losses are going to be Rams in week 3 and Patriots in week 4? Because they have Atlanta and New England bookending those. I mean, I'm excited. I will say.
Well, yes. I think New England's a risk. I think they could lose to New England. Like I think they'll be favored and rightfully so, but I do think they can lose to New England.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hell of a week 4 game, dude. If this is how the Cowboys are playing and no one is expecting shit out of the Cowboys this season, what the hell are the Patriots gonna look like under Mac Jones? Like, I really think, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry?
I think. And I told you, I mean, this is what I projected them to be, a 5-loss team, and this is the reason why, because they're going to lose games. You know, people are way high on the fucking Brady, the Tampa Bay pedestal. They're like, oh, you know, they're going to go undefeated. No, they're not. They're going to lose games. They're going to lose more games than other teams will. No, come playoff time, I like them better than a lot of other teams that'll probably outperform them in the regular season, but in the regular season, like, they're going to lose games.
No, that's just not going to happen. That's not what they do. It's not in their DNA. It's not going to happen. If they were going to lose any game, they would have lost tonight's game. But we're just going to go ahead and walk.
Whose DNA? Whose DNA? Whose DNA?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. They've tasted the gold, and now they're ready to taste it again, bro. Simple as that. And they want to do it with an undefeated season.
Dude. Bruce Arians loves to lose. He fucking loves to lose. Bruce Arians will lose games. He will lose games because he's a terrible play caller. He's a terrible coach.
I will say, did you see Tom just look over at the sidelines a couple times and yell, "No, we're not running this"? I thought that was some of the funniest shit in the world, because there's no other quarterback besides Aaron Rodgers who can do that. Because
Arians is a garbage coach.
Yeah, but that's why he gives Tom so much leeway so that he can step in where Bruce has his downfalls. I mean, that's just good teamwork right there. Like, I'm not upset about that whatsoever.
I'm just saying I'm even like more dug in on the fact that Tampa Bay will lose 5 games this year.
Well, we'll see. I'm still sticking on that they're going to go undefeated, and I'm going to double down on that, actually. Starting next week, I will bet Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
After they almost lost to Dallas.
Yeah.
They almost lost to Dallas.
Yeah, that's going to be one of their closest games of the season, absolutely. I think they undervalued
okay.
No, seriously, I think they came into this game prepared, but it's Dallas. You didn't expect much from them, and then you didn't have film on Dak, and Dak not being cold for 11 months. I mean, you didn't know how he was going to play and everything, so they probably went a little soft on him, and they're regretting that now and won't do it again the rest of the season. They'll adjust. That's what you do in football. You adjust.
I completely disagree, but all right.
But one thing, I want to talk one more thing about this game really quick before we wrap up this Degenerate Takes. Dude, I thought we were done with these replacement refs. Like, what the hell was this? This is like, I mean, don't get me wrong. There were a lot of calls against the Buccaneers, and I obviously wasn't a fan of that. But even some of these calls against the Cowboys and everything, I'm looking at them and I'm like, what what are we doing here? Did you guys ever call a game before? I mean, there was one false start where literally 7 people, like the line, the O-line and D-line both false started. It was the Cowboys' fault, but a flag wasn't blown a whistle wasn't blown until after the ball was snapped. And then it was a false start, loss of downs. It was ended up being on the Buccaneers. What the hell? Ended up being on the Buccaneers. But at some point, it's like, why are we taking so long to call a false start? Why are we taking so long to call anything? Why are we having a conference for everything? I'm sorry. I thought you guys were professionals and knew what you guys were doing, but apparently not. And it's kind of like watching a coworker who you see it and you're like, dude, I'm sorry you're so bad at your job, and just get reamed out by the manager. Like, go quit and get another profession because this one's not for you. And maybe this ref crew just needs to take a look in the mirror and be like, is this really for me? Is this what I want to do? Because, dude, they sucked. They sucked a lot more than usual. And if this is how the NFL is going to be this year, I mean, I'm going to watch it, but then I'm going to have to get on this podcast and talk about how shitty these refs are every time, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I didn't notice anything with the refs, to be honest. I think you're just a little bit hurt because you wanted Tampa Bay to win and you wanted them to win by a lot, and they didn't. So I think you're a little upset by that, and I think that's reflecting on the refs. And I thought they did an okay job. I didn't notice any sort of bias. I thought they did okay, and
just wait. It'll be all over sports media tomorrow
I feel like
morning.
Okay, yeah, we'll see if it is, but I think you're projecting your Tampa Bay bias on the refs here because you thought they were going to cover by a lot and they didn't, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying Tampa Bay's not as good as you thought they were, and I've been saying that for like 4, 5, 6 fucking weeks now, and I think this was a good sample size of proof right here to tell you that Tampa Bay maybe isn't as good as you thought they were. I don't know.
They are. They're still you see, and this is why I think they're just as good as they are. They performed when they needed to. When they needed to score points, when they needed to get a stop, they got it. Simple as that. I mean, don't get me wrong, not to cover the game whatsoever. They had no fucking shot in that. But to win the game, which
they were an 8.5 point favorite. They were an 8.5 point favorite and won it on a last second field goal.
Yeah, shit happens. Vegas is wrong a lot. Like shit like that happens, But at the end of the day, the goal is to win football games, and that's what they did: is win a football game, and that's all that matters, dude. I don't give a shit how ugly it is. They're gonna go undefeated. Simple as that. Brady wants that undefeated season, and he sure as hell wants it even more. That this is the first season that's 17 games long. He wants that season, and he's gonna get that season.
No, it's just not going to happen.
All right. We'll
And
see.
I will put all the
We will
money.
see.
I will put all the money in the world that it won't happen.
All right. You guys heard it here first. Noah is betting me all the money in the world that they will not go undefeated, and I am betting $1 that they will. So if they go undefeated, I'll be getting all the money in the world. I can't wait, Noah. Thank you so much for your generous donation.
Hey, that's okay. I'll cash my $1 when they lose. So.
All right. Any other thoughts on this game besides how amazing Tom Brady looked?
Just the fact that Dallas kind of looks decent.
Dude, they do. It's scary. They do look good.
I'm feeling a lot better about my Dallas to win the NFC East bet now after week 1. Even though they lost, I feel a lot like calmer about that bet.
Yeah, I would agree. I think this game is kind of like when we saw the Patriots in the last preseason game. We all kind of turned our heads because they started all their starters, Mac Jones and everything. And we all just kind of looked at it and we're like, oh, this is a team. Cool. And I think that's kind of what everyone's reaction to this game is going to be more than anything, is going to be, oh, the Cowboys are a team again. They actually have a shot. They hung in there with the world champs. I mean, this Dallas team could end up being dangerous. And as much as I hate the Cowboys, I'm here for it because it's a lot more enjoyable when they're good because they're plastered all over fucking television, dude. And if I have to listen to them being talked about, I'd rather about it being good and not just some bullshit about Dak,
I fully agree.
Wonderful. Well, now that we got that out of the way and all that and stuff, just one story I want to cover real quick before we sign off. The Ravens have run into the worst luck probably seen in an NFL backfield since I can remember. I mean, losing your 2 starting running backs and having to start your 3rd string, I mean, especially in a running offense, that is rough. Not only losing them, but losing them both to, what was it, a torn ACL, correct?
I believe so.
I believe it was a torn ACL
Might
or
have been
MCL.
an Achilles and an ACL. I don't remember, but it's 2 season-ending injuries.
Yeah.
For Dobbins and Gus Edwards, and now it looks like Le'Veon Bell might be the starting running back there.
And hey, I mean, there's worse starters to have that you just signed to your practice squad. There's way worse. Excuse me. However, with that being said, that just sucks, dude. That sucks for those guys. Sucks for this Ravens team. Again, this is a team I didn't think they were going to win the Super Bowl by any means, but I thought they were still playoff contenders. I still think Lamar Jackson's a great quarterback. He's got some more weapons on offense, so I think they'll have to throw the ball a little bit more now, and we'll actually see if Lamar can hang there and can actually throw the ball and be a quote-unquote elite quarterback, even though that term is thrown around for everyone from Joe Flacco to Matt Ryan. I guess we'll see if he's fucking elite.
Well, they haven't had a decent receiving threat in the last couple of years.
True.
And Rashad Bateman out of Minnesota coming in, rookie year. When he does come in, when he is back from his I know he had a groin surgery or something preseason, so he's gonna miss 4 or 5 weeks, but when he does come back, look out for him because Rashad Bateman's the real deal. He could be an immediate impact, big threat receiver. And if you're playing fantasy football, pick him up right now. You can throw him in your IR slot because he's injured.
Perfect.
If he's not on a roster, just pick him up, put him in your IR slot, let him sit there until he's ready to be healthy. Because I do think he will be the number 1 receiver on this Ravens team come week 6, 7, 8, whatever it is. So
definitely would be a nice addition for a late playoff push in fantasy. That'd be great. I might end up picking him up, honestly. But any more thoughts on the NFL or any other sports news that we saw?
Not really. I mean, other than the fact that, like I said, Dallas looks much better than we thought they were. Tampa Bay looks like they're still good, but maybe have, there might be a little bit of trouble in paradise.
How long you been waiting to put one in there? How long you been waiting to put that one in there?
We'll see. No. We'll see. We'll have to wait a couple weeks to see what fully plays out because obviously, 1 week doesn't matter for shit.
Yeah,
Everybody has good and bad weeks, but if it continues for 3 weeks, then it's a trend. So
true. And I guess
we'll
we
see.
will end up having to see what goes on there. My final thoughts: Tom Brady's the goat. Tampa Bay's going undefeated. Cowboys are a little bit better than we thought they would be. With that being said, we will be back next time on Degenerate Bets. Covering all of our week 2 favorite actions, teams, and games, and along with a little new segment we're gonna have, Noah. I'm excited about that. And yeah, we will be back soon with more Degenerate Takes.